Werner má za svou bohatou kariéru ve společnosti Hilti a právě reprezentuje v této velké organizaci tu skupinu lidí, která tlačí digitalizaci a hlavně právě softwarové produkty pro profesionály ve stavebnictví Statiky. Werner, let's do it.
Thank you very much, Juraj. It's a pleasure to be here. Doridien, that's the only thing I know in Czech. So now you need to bear with me in English, but Juraj is here to help. First of all, I want to say thank you for inviting me. And I want to say congratulations to 10 years of idea Statika. Oops. What did I do now? I want to applaud. It's okay. Thank you very much. So I would like to talk about digitalization in the construction industry and what that means for Hilti and how Hilti is helping here the construction industry. And I brought two real examples that we have available today that we're working on with our customers. Before I go there, I'd like to talk a little bit about Hilti, introduce Hilti to you. Who knows Hilti? Okay, good, thank you. So I won't spend much time on that. I was hoping so. I want to set the stage, why we believe it's important and why that is really strategically relevant for us to really have complete solutions, go away from products, and have hardware, software, and services come in unison to solve real problems in the construction industry.
Hlavní téma dnešní prezentace – digitalizace. To, jak to Hilti vnímá, jak chce v tomhle procesu pomoct, jak tomu chce pomoct v hardwareu, v softwaru, ve službách.
So Hilti, more than 70 years old, going on 80 almost, market leader in fastening and construction technology, more than 30,000 employees, and still 100% family owned.
Hilti, obrovská firma, 30 000 zaměstnanců a plně 100% kontrolována vlastně na rodinou Hilti.
I try not to bore with too many data points. There is obviously a lot that we can talk about I can talk about when it comes to Hilti. I've been with Hilti for 30 years myself. I want to point out three areas. One of the key things for us is innovation, and therefore spending more than 6% of our sales in R&D annually is very, very important so that we really continue to bring new solutions, new ways of doing things. The focus point for us are our customers. We are there for them. We meet them where they are, on the construction site, in their shops, and we have more than 250,000 contacts with customers every day. And we believe strongly that happy employees make for happy customers. And that is why the employees are really a key asset at Hilti, and we're very proud of our corporate culture and invest a lot to keep that going.
6% všech tržeb do výzkumu a vývoje. Si můžete přepočítat, tak co to asi znamená. 250 000 zákaznických kontaktů každý den. Hilti má obrovskou síť profesionálů a buduje si tu kulturu, aby to byli ti, co pomáhají inženýrům lépe stavět.
When we look at the solutions from Hilti, most of you know us probably for the drilling and demolition, so the cutting, coring, grinding, but there is so much more than we have but the tools. It starts with design, software and services. It goes through measuring, positioning systems, chemicals in the fire stop, and of course, services like fleet management or the on-track services and our repair services. So solutions across the whole life cycle.
Všichni znáte Hilti hlavně kvůli vrtání, ale Hilti poskytuje celý mix služeb a právě mix hardwareu, softwaru a těch profesionálních služeb do stavebnictví.
Good. Enough about Hilti. Why do we believe it's so important that something changes? And I think all we need to do is look at this picture. We heard it before from the gentleman here that in the mechanical engineering, we're way ahead. At least that's the translation that I got in terms of construction. And you see that here in this chart with productivity not having moved much on the construction industry. And there are lots of reasons for that.
V tomhle grafu vidíme zachycenou produktivitu dle odvětví. Bohužel ta znázorňující stavebnictví je z nich suverénně nejpomalejší.
So this is motivation for us. Thank goodness there is good news. There's a lot of new technology that at least promises productivity if it gets employed correctly and well in the construction industry as well.
Naštěstí už je spousta velmi slibných příkladů, jak se technologie uchytávají ve stavebnictví a jak pomáhají.
BIM is something that I understood, despite not understanding Czech, but BIM was already on the panel here. And for us, this is at the center of bringing productivity and safety into the construction industry. Why is that? It starts by really front-loading the cycle, by planning in much more depth, in detail. It allows coordination of all the tasks that happen at the job site and way beyond, along the whole building life cycle. It helps us to do things right the first time. And taking this plan to the job site, maybe pre-assemble something, but also, as you see in this picture, positioning the fire stop where the penetration will be instead of pouring concrete first and then drilling holes again later. And of course, when the construction is finished, we heard that in the video before, like the real estate agent, they sell the facility multiple times. Obviously, the building goes into maintenance. And it's very good if you have a model so that you can really work with the building throughout the whole utilization of it.
Hilti vidí v BIMu nejsilnější trend, který problém pomůže vyřešit. Werner vyzdvihl vlastně 4 aspekty z toho všeho, co vidíte. Dřív a lépe plánovat, postavit kolem toho procesy, zamyslet se nad tím, kolik se musí skutečně stavět a montovat až na stavbě, koordinace a následná údržba té nemovitosti.
So we believe that with BIM and other new technologies, situations like this are a thing of the past.
Nepřekládám.
Thank you, you're right. No translation needed. Right. So what can Hilti do, you may ask? And with Hilti, we want to innovate. And we want to innovate not just with hardware, but also with services and software. And when you look at our strategy, you see the 4 core pillars in the center. The operational excellence, so how we work, obviously very much digitalized, very much automated, 250,000 contacts we talked about, orders, many of them. The next step is how we interact with our customers on the right-hand side, also very much digitalized, one-on-one marketing, working with the individuals at our clients. But what we talk about today is the services and solutions and the software that we offer to our customers to really bring and help with digitalization on the job site.
Ta digitalizace má 3 úrovně. Jsou to vnitřní procesy, tak jak firma funguje, jak funguje Hilti, to, jak dodává produkty a to, jak se zákazník komunikuje. Všechny ty 3 oblasti musí být digitální, aby se něco změnilo.
So this is one of the core slides. And I promise you I spent the most time on this slide here. So let me walk you through it. As I said, we're looking for total system solutions that integrate hardware, software, and services to meet the customer needs along the whole construction life cycle. And they start with obviously an efficient design with an easy selection of the solution, of the products that are needed, with productivity and safety on the job site, and then with the guarantee that things are done right the first time, for all the personas that are involved, for the whole cycle. And the way we do that is by focusing on core applications. Our priority right now is on 6 core applications where we believe we have a full solution portfolio to bring value. That is a rebar, so bringing concrete together, base plate, we'll have an example on that later on, the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, so fixing pipes and ducts, facade, the decking, as well as the drywalling. That's where Hilti brings complete solutions to the industry.
Werner vysvětlil 6 hlavních aplikací a vlastně specializací, které Hilti vidí napříč všemi personami a subjekty a rolemi, pro které aplikace jsou, od vlastníků, architektů, inženýrů až po subdodavatele, provozovatele všech budov. A Hilti má za cíl pro ně vyřešit problém zase mixem hardwaru, kvůli kterému je známé, ale právě i softwaru a služeb.
So this is where we try and apply these technologies that we saw before on a chart that become available. And every day, new technology comes available to us, and then we can use that. So let's have a look at 2 examples here. They are both focused on the engineering side, because I heard there were a lot of engineers here today, so that's why I brought those examples. But in the end, again, we look at the whole side, from planning over the construction and the operation of the building. And we bring solutions to take the planning in a digital way to the construction site. So hopefully we don't need these A0 charts anymore that get dirty and that get lost on the site. We hope that we can help by having good plans to then have a lot of the work done not on the dirty job site where it's maybe raining or cold, but in the warm facility where we can prefabricate something and then bring it to the job site to only install it. And then we also document so that we have a comparison from as planned to as built, and hopefully come towards a digital twin throughout the whole life cycle and throughout all the stages of construction, that we always know where we are.
Hilti chce zdigitalizovat celý proces od plánování až po samotnou výstavbu, až po tu samotnou aktivitu na stavbě a chce vlastně otevřít otázku toho, co se na té stavbě má všechno dělat, jestli to musí skutečně probíhat v dešti a v chladu, anebo v klidu kanceláře. Cílem je udělat jakési digitální dvojče té stavby, která umožní v každý okamžik hledat odchylky, sledovat progres a celý ten projekt řídit.
Good. The first one is process engineering that we enhanced together with our colleagues here from Statika. And there are 3 areas that I want to point out before I show you a video. The first is, with process engineering, we have a full solution to design the connection from a steel beam to a concrete base. Not just the anchor design, but the full base plate. And we integrate into the workflow of the engineer by taking the load values from the structural design software, bring it to our software, do the calculation, and then export the result into the BIM software for further detailing and design. So let's have a look what that looks like. So here we have SAP 2000 and the engineer does the design.
Jsme v SAPu 2000, globální model konstrukce. Ukážeme si, jak se z něho dostaneme do process engineeringu.
Once we're happy with the design, we want to decide the connection here, select the load values that are applicable, and bring them to process engineering.
Označíme zatížení, které chceme posuzovat, exportujeme do Profisu.
We import them, we choose, we have, okay. We have here also the comparison now between the rigid base plate and the real base plate. Again, thanks to idea, Statika.
Ano, also wonderful to hear. Výpočet, ano, i s použitím metody CBFM, idea Statika.
Once you're happy with the design in process engineering, everything is good. We can save it here, for instance, in Trimble Connect, in the ecosystem that the engineer works in.
Export do jednoho ze zmíněných ekosystémů BIMových, v tom případě Trimble Connect.
And we export the result to Tekla Structures.
Taky to můžeme poslat do Tekla Structures.
And place the connection where it belongs. And obviously we can do that for all the connections. We have change management. If the connection design changes, we can apply it again automatically.
Export všech základových desek. Nejsou tam limity na to, co jde do Tekly dostat. A se vlastně můžou i aktualizovat.
And we have it here, native in Tekla Structures, to continue with the shop drawings, the bill of material, whatever needs to be done next.
Čili přirozeně pak následuje dokumentace pro samotnou výrobu.
So what we have seen is full integration into the workflow here. Across different personas, even the structural engineer and the detailer or designer. And we saw that the example of SAP 2000 and Tekla Structures. In Lubo's slide, you saw that the software market is a little bit dispersed, not just one solution, so obviously also we need to go where our customers are and integrate with others. We're working on RISA. Actually, we have RISA already live. We're working on exporting to Revit and others. More and more to come as we take the solution global.
Že prošli jsme si hezký příklad, jak vlastně spolupracuje jak statik, tak konstruktér. Ukázali jsme si to na SAPu 2000 a Tekle a obdobně to jde i pro jiné aplikace.
Let's have a look at another example. BIM. It is still common that we find pipes or ducts and cables now in the BIM model. However, they're floating mid-air.
V BIM modelech jsou už velice často dobře namodelované všechny sítě, ale nejsou tam vyřešené uchycení.
So obviously that's not reality. So what happens? We have all these things that need to be fixed. In this case, to the ceiling. When does that happen? At the job site. When the plumber shows up or the electrician shows up on the job site and finds out the plumber was there before him, so now the cables don't go where he thought they would go.
Protože to není známo dopředu, co se potom stane? Řeší se to na stavbě. Když přijde dřív instalatér, tak je to spíše podle něj.
And so no preparation possible, no productivity. Every trade does their own support. So the plumber fixes the pipes, the electrician the cables, and of course, no engineering. It's always held up before, right? So it will hold again this time.
Že střed profesí. Jsou to teda instalatéři, elektrikáři, kteří se můžou na té stavbě potkat a mají vyřešit problém, který v tom modelu není, a už od toho vůbec není ten inženýr, který to mohl celé ovlivnit.
Very good. I think we're running time. Thank you. So we believe that with BIM, taking BIM to a level of detail where we also have the supports modeled, we can really help this situation. So let's see how. Better, So let's recap. We consolidated. No more single trade supports, but an engineered solution that covers all the fastenings requirements here. And in several reference projects where we worked together with engineering offices and the owner actually of the building, because they are the ones that are interested in optimizing. It's normally not the plumber or the electrician that optimizes, but it's the one who pays the bill in the end. They are very happy. And you can also see that we are much more conservative on space. So we need less space when we can consolidate. And we saw here almost half of savings and material as well as construction time on the job site.
Hilti tento proces sjednotilo a na skutečných projektech prokázalo, že to ušetřit čas a ušetřit samotnou spotřebu materiálu, což největší radost toho má investor. A cca polovinu jak v materiálu, tak v samotném čase.
And we saw in the video that a lot of the work now can be done before in a safe environment and then brought pre-assembled to the construction site for the supports then to be mounted to the ceiling. Much better, much easier, and with that, zero on-site engineering necessary, but the fully engineered solution ensuring quality.
Maximálně snížit to, co je potřeba dělat až na stavbě, plánovat dopředu, montovat dopředu, aby se maximalizovala bezpečnost a produktivita.
And how do we bring this to the job site? with the total station, we can load all the fastening points and all the positioning points, for instance, for the fire stop that we saw before in a picture before the concrete was being poured. I have my TV turning off soon, but that's okay. I think I know the slides. It's really bringing the digital information that we have in the office also in a digital way to the construction site. Again, we call productivity, it's obvious, but also here again safety and quality, because much less margin for error, no mistaken a fastening point, because it's very clear where a base plate needs to be installed, where a fire stop solution needs to be positioned.
Hilti to přenáší na stavbu přes jejich měřící stanice, označit, kde má co být, minimalizovat chybovost, maximalizovat bezpečí a rychlou instalaci.
And like we said before, we are known for tools. So sometimes the tools need to also join the party here. And here I would like to share the information about SaT, where we ensure that the fastening point is applied the right torque on the construction site so that also an engineer then can sleep well, knowing that the mechanic on the construction site set the anchor correctly. And tomorrow, the tool will also know exactly where the fastening point was set and report that back into the model for documentation.
Hilti zajistí, že co mělo být nainstalováno, bylo nainstalováno a změří případné odchylky, tak aby inženýr mohl v klidu spát.
And that's the only thing that I brought about tomorrow in terms of the examples that I shared. Both examples are reality today and are used in many projects around the world already.
A tyhle procesy už nejsou budoucností, používají se už dnes na řadě projektů po celém světě.
So, summarizing, our offering here brings productivity and safety to the construction, and we really aim to have a digital twin of all the solutions that we provide from fastening, so that at any point we know the progress and we then can take this forward into the maintenance of the building.
Takže tady opět zaznělo to digitální dvojče, v reálném čase vědět, co se děje na stavbě a mít to před sebou v modelu.
And we believe that's just the start. There is so much more to come, and eventually, hopefully, also the construction will catch up with the mechanical part of the engineering, become more productive then in the end, and still remain safe. Thank you very much for your attention here.
Jsme na začátku toho, jak digitalizujeme stavebnictví a právě si můžeme vzít inspiraci z průmyslové výroby a věříme, že tu křivku na začátku, ten graf, dokážeme změnit. Děkujeme Wernerovi.
Can we stay a moment?